Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms. Check out this beautiful old radio. This is the Radio Shack Realistic DX-150B. It was in the line and series of the 150A, the 150B, and the 160. The difference between the 150 series and the 160 is this does not have long band, but it does cover ham, shortwave, CB, AM. I mean, it pretty much has it if you want it. It is obviously a vintage unit. This one was redone. I picked this up for free from a friend at Shelby Ham Fest over the last summer, and I really appreciate it. I was walking out. I was exhausted, I'll be honest with you. A lot of trips back and forth that day. And I was also out of money. And he said, hey man, I want to see this go to a good home. Maybe make a video on it. So he gave that to me. I appreciate that, my friend. And I'm sorry that it took so long for me to make a video on this thing, but I have definitely played with it some since I picked it up. I will plug this in and we'll go through and do a band scan. I'll hook it up to a loop antenna out on the roof. But let's take a look at this. This one does come with the speaker, Realistic SP150 communication speaker. It's hard to find these in working good condition. It's a lot harder to find them with a working speaker in good condition. This one thankfully came with both. And it's a large phono jack on the back here. And I've got it set up so it's just enough room to hook that up to the back of the radio. Kind of an interesting choice not to have speakers built into the radio, but as you can see from looking at it, I want you to think about your 70s and early 80s component stereo systems, and this is very similar in design. It had the same layout and look that your AM FM stereos, part of your, like, you know, your stack, your cassette player, your 8-track player, your record player would have had. And I really like it. I think it has a vintage look to it. Let me just take a look at the side here. You can see this one's in pretty good shape here. It's a brushed, like it's in a steel cam, and it's brushed on with a kind of a hammered finish. It's a little gray, it's a little brown, but it's mostly gray. On the back here, you can see it's got a cardboard ventilated area. It reminds me of radios from a much earlier era, your 50s Bakelite radios with that cardboard backing on there. And then we have some hookups here. You can run this off of 12 volts. This one has a built-in 120 power supply, which is what we'll be using. It does have a fuse, so if you get one of these things and it doesn't power up, it could very well be that it's just that. This is also a 12 volt connector here. And then on this side here, we have our badge, and I'll read that to you here in a second. And then our external antenna hookups are here. This one, like I said, we're going to hook it to a long wire, a loop antenna outside there, and hopefully get some cool signals we can listen to. As far as what it says here, communications receiver DX-150B, catalog number was 20-151. Range is 550 kilohertz all the way up to 30 megahertz. It does require 10 watts when running off of 120, and it does also have the ability to run off of 12 volts. Serial number 721753, and it just says Tandy at Radio Shack Corporation. The bottom of this, just more metal with some venting. And of course the front is where the money's at, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. We do have a band spread selector here. We do also have, of course, our big 4-band listed out here, and there is a meter, you know, a power meter, signal meter. So some of these buttons and knobs I'll get into across the way here, but BFO pitch, RF gain here, band select. Then we also have RF gain here. This is AF gain, sorry. And then we have antenna trim and our main tuning dial here. There's also some switches here. I can't really see them. I can't remember what each one does, but we're going to plug this thing in to an antenna, and we're going to go through it and see what we can pick up midday here in North Carolina. I love this thing. Let's do it. So I've got it here hooked up, and we're going to go ahead and turn it on. I don't know how many stations I'm going to show you, but I just want to turn this thing on here. First, let it light up, and you'll see we do have a lit S-meter unit, and of course our band select or band spread, and it's in incredibly good shape. You can see here A&L on and off, mode AM. It does have sideband and CW mode, so we can use our BFO pitch here, and we can get Morse code signals or sideband signals pretty well. ABC, fast or slow. And then we do have record or standby. It goes to standby, everything shuts down, but we can record as well through this or listen at this point. This does not it's not backlit. And I think that you might buy one of these things and be like, oh, the bulb's out, but you'd be surprised to know there is no bulb for this portion of it. There is lighting that comes through, and it kind of lights it up in the dark, and that's about as best you're going to get out of it. And I don't know, I guess it kind of adds to its charm in a way. By the way, I hope you can hear me. I've placed the microphone kind of between me and the radio here. But let me go ahead and we'll turn it up. And we'll see if we can pick up anything. Hopefully you can hear that. No idea what station that is. Let's roll on down and see what else we can find. Of course, is always broadcasting somewhere, it seems, with Brother Stare, but let's keep going. I got an AM station coming in, and that's kind of unusual for up here, but somewhere in the 680s, 690s. All right, let's keep digging. Wonder how well this picks up when I make videos like this. Like some radios, it seems like the speakers on them record well off the mic, other ones not so much. This one being a little more staticky because of its age, I'm wondering how much of this you can actually hear, but even with my poor hearing, I promise you I can hear it here. Let's keep going and see if we can pick out any more. Isn't it funny that the clearest signal I'm picking up on this very snowy day is channel 6 on the band. Let's see if they come back.
Put it on your radar. I'm quiet. I'll see.
So I haven't looked at the space weather. It could be that some of this this interference that I'm picking up, the crackling, is caused by a bad space weather day. I've been so busy a lot of times when I finally have time to play with the radios, I haven't even done any research. Some days I get lucky, some days I don't. But that could explain, even on CB here, we're seeing just not a ton. Well, my friends, I guess that will wrap it up. It's the Realistic from the Tandy Corporation. DX-150B. It says it has a field effect circuit. That sounds expensive. And it also came with the wonderful SP-150 communication speaker. It is a beautiful vintage radio, and I really appreciate that this was a gift. This is something I'll hang on to for a good long time. One thing I want to point out before we head off into the sunset is that these are one of the main reasons I go to ham fests. It's not just to find stuff like this, but it's to make the connections with people like the guy that sent me this wonderful radio. When we get there, we get to meet and we get to talk in a way that we really can't do over the internet, and we can kind of do over the radio, but not often. It's a cool adventure. If you've never been to a ham fest, I highly recommend you check one out. And I guess I'll leave it at that, my friends. I will see you all next time. Take care.